This is our elbow separator. Now, it is not a billable item. All the other items that I've shown you have L codes, and they're billable to insurance, including Medicare Part B. This, though, is a wonderful, soft, padded, I guess we don't call it a splint, it's a device, but it's wonderful for those people that are so terribly flexed at the elbow that you've got to get a little airflow and you can't get the restorative elbow, the Neuroflex Restorative Flex Elbow in this. It's so tight and the tone's so great. Just to start loosening that up, remember that is movement that oils, that lubricates, that greases the joint, because it stimulates the bursa to create synovial fluid. So we want movement. If they're holding it here too long, your joint literally dries out, but it can be lubricated. So this Velcro flap would go away from the body, the black would go next to the body, and you can simply bend it. It has a piece of polyplastic in it, and you would bring it down until it's comfortable. Then you simply take the straps and wrap it around to anchor it. If you can get this one to go right over the elbow cap, that is helpful. It's hard to do it with one hand. And this one anchors the upper arm. What this does, it's also great when you take off the flex elbow. If you have a very severe contracture, this you can put on, because you don't want them to wear the splint all the time, but you can put this on them to keep that out, to keep from going back, and to encourage airflow and separation of tissue, not that skin on skin. They can sleep in it. This one is right or left. When you want just a little more padding, this is great for those tight shoulders too. You can slide it and put it right under the arm and start loosening the shoulder. Again, our goal is to make tools that you can use on your patients and be creative. They may not be just used for what I'm showing you. You may figure out different ways to use them, but you have to have the tools to do restorative. Add a piece of foam wherever you need to, so you have a little more bulk. So when you put it in that elbow, you're taking them out just a little farther. There's just a little more resistance, but it's very soft and it flexes, but it gives that push back. Then you can go to this foam, which is larger. You can put it this way or this way, and it creates more resistance. Then you can put them both in, and you have even more resistance. Now I'm going to scoop that one up to the top, and I'm going to show you how you can slide that right in and see how it started to loosen up that shoulder. And it'll also have an effect on your elbow. You'll do both at the same time. Tight shoulders are very difficult and they're very painful. Actually we had a patient once years ago that she was alert and oriented. She'd had a stroke. She was in a nursing home, and her shoulder was so tight that it was very painful when anybody tried to dress her or wash under her arm or put her deodorant on. And she was very cognizant of the odor that her body produced, because it was so hard to keep her nice and clean and put deodorant on. She elected to have her arm taken off at the shoulder, just to not have that kind of hassle. And that's, to me, that is amazing. But that shows you what our patients go through and what they live with on a daily basis. Again, this is the elbow separator.